Hey golfers, Dean with golfallyear.com, and today I'm going to talk about tips and tricks for putting. This is part of my series of tips and tricks series for the Optishot 2. I did one on practice and some tips and tricks for practice. I'll put that link down below. And so with this tips and tricks, I just wanted to go through some things that I have found that have helped me with the Optishot and putting. Optishot can be very difficult to putt on at times and can be very frustrating. And so I just kind of wanted to give some tips and tricks that help me. You know, I a lot of times won't even putt on the Optishot just to speed up play and things like that. But if you are wanting to putt on the Optishot, here are some things about putting. And so the first thing I want to talk about is reading a green. And the best way that I found to read the green is to take, and here I am on one of the greens on Cog's Corner. And it's a very easy, simple green. Some of them can be very difficult. But what you will see is you'll see the grid, the putting grid, and you'll see the balls rolling. And so the first thing I like to do is see, you know, this is a green grid. If it's red or if it's blue, you're going to have to adjust because those are much faster types of green. So if the lines are different colors. But for this one, it's a green grid, and so that is pretty flat. And what you can see is now I can take a look at the slope, okay? And the balls rolling here that you see rolling will determine my slope. And all I have to do is look at the balls that are rolling in front of my golf ball. And so you can see what I want to do is I want to give those rolling balls a number, okay? Normally, I would say that if it's just nice and easy across the screen, that would be a 1. And so looking at this, this one right here could be about a 1. That one probably is about a 1. And this one over here is probably about a half. Okay, if I want to get a little closer, I can click up and see it a little closer. But for this one, what I'm looking at is giving it about a 1. This could be a 1.5, but use your best judgment. You'll kind of get a feel for it, but I would say that's about a 1. This is maybe a 1, 1.5, and that's about a half. So what that's going to add up to, I'll add up those numbers, okay? Check out my distance here, and that's going to tell me how many clicks I'm going to move the aimer over to the left. So I want to go, obviously the green is rolling this way, so I want to slide it, okay? 2 clicks, 1, let's see, get my aim going here. 1, 2 clicks over to the left. Okay, and notice I just clicked on that triangle and that was able to move me. And so now I feel like I have a pretty good putt. I want to take it nice and easy. Another tip is to go lighter than harder on it. Okay, you want to, the greens seem to roll pretty quick. And so if you are you know, on your normal putts on a real course, you know, it's gonna actually go too far. So you want to kind of lighten up on your putt. So underestimate as opposed to overestimate the strength of your putt. And so there you have a I would call this a 2-ball to the left putt, and I would putt it from there. Okay, so let's take a look at one more green here. Let's go to a new hole. Okay, let's just go to the hole 3. What the heck? Okay, so we're going to go to hole 3 here and just take a look. Okay, I'm going to click. First thing I'm going to do is just go and click on the green so I get my putt. Okay, this one is, again, not very much. It's a longer putt, but you can see these are pretty slow. I would say that's a half, another half, another half, and maybe another half. So I'm going to guess that this putt, since it's pretty flat, might be 1 click, maybe 2 clicks if you add them all together, since it's a little longer, but they're not rolling very fast at all. So it's pretty straight putt. So I may give it 1 click and then putt it. Okay, so that's what I would do on that hole. Okay, let's try another hole. See if we can get a hole that, I'm just guessing on these. See if we can get a hole that has some good green reading. That's going to take some good green reading. Okay, here we go. Okay, I'm going to click a little closer here. All right, now we can see that these are rolling a little bit faster. Okay, actually, I'm going to click over here and see if we can change this. You can just kind of click around and play. Ooh, wow. Okay, so now looking at this one, you can see the ball behind me is rolling really fast. This ball here is rolling pretty fast also. So that what I would probably say is a 2. This one's rolling pretty fast. That's a 2. Okay, you can see the blue, so it's really going to break off here. There's another probably 2. So I'd say this one I'm probably going to move. This is really going to break. So there's at least a 2, maybe a 3. That's a 2. Okay, and that might be closer to a 1. So let's say 3, 5, 6. I'm going to click this over probably 6 clicks on this one. So I'll go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And that'll give me a pretty good angle at it. And you're going to have to feel it out. I would get on a practice screen and I would really practice these if you really want to get good at it. But that's kind of an easy way to kind of read the greens. Okay, and so that's tip number 1, just a simple way to kind of get a feel for the greens and read the slope of the green. Okay, so now let's go back here. I'm going to move this back. Okay, and let's talk about what I like to do actually with my putting. Okay. When I am on the putting green and I'm looking to actually go and putt, okay, for the course, I really have a hard time sometimes with the putting because I just don't think it's accurate. So what I like to do is I like to go back to my settings. And I like to actually take the putting out of the game. And so I don't have to putt, it speeds up play, and it makes for a very easy round. I can play in, I think I did the test on how fast I could play. I could play 9 holes in like 10 minutes. And so by taking out the actual putting, I think it makes it much easier. And so what I do is I go to game rules, and what I like to do is I like to set auto putt within the set distance. And I set the distance to about 90 feet. That's going to fill most greens. So most greens, anytime I'm on the green, it's going to auto putt for me. And this, I'm just kind of taking the putting out of it. And so what it'll do is it will give me a number based on how far I'm away, the distance I'm away. And again, it is somewhat random. You are going to make some long putts. You're going to miss some long putts, just like in real life. I'm going to make some of the short putts, most of the short putts, but I'm also going to miss some. So it kind of randomly gives you those based on your distance. And so I think it all balances out. I just don't have to worry about putting. I don't have to worry about messing with the greens and reading the green and doing all that stuff that I just talked about, because that does take time and it does slow the game down. And I don't think the Optishot putting is the most realistic thing. Now, with that said, you can do a variety of different things. You can do a gimme within a set distance. So if you want to putt the long ones and use a gimme for the short ones, you can manually enter the putts. I've done this before also. I know what my percentages are at each distance for the most part. So I'll just put in what I think I got. If I'm within 3 feet, I'm probably going to make it. And so I'll put in a 1 and so forth. You could do it that way also, or you can putt out and you can click on the putt out. But I prefer the auto putt within the set distance. So that's how I kind of do that. The last thing I want to talk about, and I'm going to go and show you this, is I'm going to show you how I like to putt. This is another tip, I do not use both sensors. I think it really throws me off. I just bring the putter back behind one sensor. And so by bringing it back by one sensor, I can get more of a feel for my putting. And I think it just gives me a better putt in general than going and concentrating on getting through both putts, because I just don't feel like it's a normal putt. So by using only one sensor, I use the back sensor usually. I suppose you could use the front sensor. It wouldn't be any different. That might even be better. I haven't tried that. I've just used the back sensor for my putts. And so that's kind of what I do for my putting. I'll show you a quick example of what that means and what it is. But we'll go to my garage and I'll show you that. All right, golfers. So here's what I like to do with my putting. I like to just put my putter in front of the back sensor, and then the distance back behind the sensor will be the distance that I putt. So I'll just kind of take and guesstimate how far. If I have a short putt, I'll just bring it barely back. If I have a longer putt, I can bring it back even further. And so I just use the one sensor. I suppose you could use the front sensor also and do the same exact thing. Okay, but I just think it gives me a better feel for my putt when I just bring it back behind the back sensor. So try it out. Let me know what you think on the putting using the back sensor. All right, golfers, I hope you liked the video. I'm doing videos like this all the time. I got over 100 videos on my YouTube channel, so please subscribe and let's keep getting better at golf.